Azuka himself of blessed memory is also involved.
So you people allow criminals to drive while police are now the conductors.
Those policemen shouldn't have gone with those suspects to the scene. There are so many other strategies to arrest that Mr. Akolisa. So it should have been prevented. In the issue of preventing it, you understand that destiny can be changed.
You're admitting, say, police fuck up.
You can't be police more than us. All the officers involved in that operation is currently in custody, while we have activated other team to make sure that the suspect that is on the run, we will rearrest them. Anambra State Police Command is more pained than what you are feeling now. We have nothing to hide. It's still us that came out and let the members of the public know. It is still us that is still giving members of the public to know that we are pained in this process. And part of what we are doing, it will also give us edge to make people to trust us again, just as we have been preaching.
Ndị Onitsha unu anụgo vivakwu. Bam, 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 bam. And you guys know how to do it here in Bam. Bam is the only Igbo show where we talk about Bam. And today, but before then, unkamana fambu Dr. Choki Gwendo, Yamba Bodogu is bonya ba. Bam bo na kawalo never telon ife dichiche, where we bring to you educational expository. Everything you want to know about the Igbo. Come to Bam Ega Amuya. Today's edition will be somehow mixed. We'll be using both English and Igbo for proper communication and to reach a wider audience because of the subject of our discussion. Today we'll have a very good man, a man that I believe is a public servant, a man that owes us a lot of explanations and answers when we have questions. SP Ikenga Tochi, the police PRO, Anambra State Command. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. And thank you. Let me use this opportunity to commend Inti and our followers. And I must appreciate this platform, BAM, because one of the reasons why the command Bialeba today is to set the record straight on some issues, security issues, especially here in Anambra. And I must commend this platform because Oberom Madunine reach out to us to come and cover Ifaima. And to also tell you, Anambra State Police Command is open, and as many have reached out to us, we have always responded, especially when it comes to security issues.
Welcome. Welcome. First of all, who is SP Ikenga Tochi? Go ahead, please.
Okay, SP Ikenga Tochi is more like you. Created by God. I have one head, 2 eyes, 1 mouth, 2 ears, 2 hands, and 1 leg. And I must tell you, I was not born as a policeman. It's as a result of passion and growth that at a time, a certain stage in someone's life, you choose a career. So why I'm saying this is because to let people know that police officers, we are not born police officers. They chose to, at a time, chose to serve this country and sacrifice their time in making sure that not only Anambra, because Anambra is my area of jurisdiction, and the Nigeria as a whole is protected. So simply, I am just who I am, Ikenga Tochukwu.
Thank you very much. For clarification, you can flow in any of the languages, Igbo or English, in as much as this is an Igbo-themed interview.
Yes.
But our main point is to communicate.
Yes.
And any language that will help us to express ourselves better. we can employ it. So obono Igbo the yemma, so obono English the yemma.
No problem.
So and
No
you know
problem.
that so many people are actually interested to know what's going on in Anambra State,
Yes.
non-Igbos as well.
Yes.
So we can actually try
Mix
to
it.
accommodate
Yes,
them.
yes, and
Accommodate them.
no problem.
Biko no ndebe anyị unu mana anyị abụrụ ndị ọcha so onwe ka anyị si wee so understand ya na ihe anyị na-ekwu anyị tabie ire understand the message and leave the language. We hope so. Ka anyị jee na isi sekpụ ntị. Let's one of the main reasons why we invited you here today is to talk about the trending matter of Honorable Justice Azuka, the member representing Onitsha North 1 constituency that was gruesomely murdered after being kidnapped and detained for some days and everything. There are so many things to the story. So now I'm asking you as the police PRO, you are speaking for the police. What transpired? I want to start from the beginning to the end. What transpired? What happened to Honorable Justice Azuka? Please go ahead.
Honorable Justice Azuka, I pray that God will grant him peace. And also know that Anambra State Police Command is doing everything possible to make sure that those behind this don't go unpunished. Honorable Justice Azuka is a Nigerian. Honorable Justice Azuka is a father. Honorable Justice Azuka is an uncle. Is a brother. And
a husband.
Is also a husband. The command is pained by his demise. And he represents a particular constituency. That makes him not a lone voice. So the command is also reaching out to that particular constituency, telling them that we are sorry for what happened to him, and we are also making sure that those people that are behind this gruesome murder will never go unpunished. When we got that information about his adoption sometime last year, December, police did not treat that as with their kid glove. We treated it just like every other complaint that we have received. Because for them, it was a case of adoption. We quickly cordoned off the area because that thing happened late in the night, not that late, between 8 p.m. and 9 or thereabouts, when he was about entering his house. So he was accosted by these criminals and taken away.
If you won't buy land with no umunna wahala or a touch of spiritual problem, I recommend Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited.
That means it was not random. It was a target. Since he's about to enter his house.
Let me finish.
Okay.
When we got that information, we cordoned off some of the strategic points where that incident happened. Of course, that helped us to, when they discovered that the police and some of the people in the area have actually known that he was adopted. And he was adopted with his vehicle. What they now did is to abandon his vehicle and transfer him to another vehicle and took him to an unknown destination. That was what gave us the first breakthrough of recovering his vehicle. It was recovered. Anambra State Police Command did not hide that. We also made the Anambra know and Nigerians know that CO, we have recovered his vehicle and we are also trailing the criminals that did this. And ever since then, the command has been on their toes, gathering intelligence, acting on some of them, and also making sure that some of the informations that, especially as it relates to he's still being in captivity, we are treated with first attention from the command. Not until the news broke out when we arrested with some of AVG members and operatives of Udogachi, arrested these suspects, in as much as we have had some of them in custody, trying to round off the main suspects involved. Because ever since then, we have arrested some of them. But we don't want to make it public, not to mar the investigation, until we're able to round up all of them. It was on that note that one of them now mentioned to us where they dumped his body. Initially, he said that he's somewhere in Second Niger Bridge. So we thought he was still alive. Not for us to get there and found his already decomposing body. It was a pain in our heart. And further informations that we drew from them also help us to also arrest some of their gang members. Remember, immediately after we discovered that Anambra State Police Command say now is the time to let the members of the public know what we have been doing since the adoption of this honorable member. We granted a press briefing and let Anambra know that it's so unfortunate that we found his decomposing body. But what we did, apart from recovering his vehicle, is to apprehend these suspects. And all these suspects were paraded for Anambra and the whole Nigerian and the whole world to see. When we did that, we also went back on investigation because some of them also gave extra information on what's happened and what they do. So that's when they mentioned to us that the drivers, that's Ikemefuna Osai from Delta State and Chinedu Okoli from Imo State, they are the drivers of these criminal gangs. They now mentioned to us that whenever they finish this operation, they always go to a particular place in Obosi to hand over vehicle to somebody. And that person is still part of them. So the command deemed it fit that since it's only that suspect, his name is Tochukwu Akiolisa, that is still at large, we have to round up this criminal gang. And it's only that Ikemefuna and Chinedu knows where this particular Tochukwu Akiolisa is staying. So, to tell you how coordinated this criminal gang is. And it's only when that Akiolisa sees those two faces he knows, which is Ikemefuna and Chinedu, that he can be able to relax and know that actually that he's safe. So police operatives now took them along to go and arrest this guy before the unfortunate incident happened on their escape. But the information out there saying that the police actually released those guys, released the suspects, is not true. We are pained with these developments. And the Anambra State Police Command have taken responsibility about this. Let's not use it to attack other government institutions. The operational lapses of our men, we are taking responsibility about it. And what have we done? All the officers involved in that operation is currently in custody. The leader of that operation is currently in custody, while we have activated other team to make sure that the suspect that is on the run we will rearrest them.
Okay. There are so many questions begging for answers. And so we want to get everything correct. Do you remember the date that the suspects were paraded and the public were actually intimated and said, these are the kidnappers? Do you remember the date?
Yes.
What's the date?
The date we paraded these suspects on, I think, 8th of February.
February 8th?
Yes.
And then all of them were there?
Yes.
And then the public was aware? The public saw the parade on 8th of February. So when did they going to capture the only one at large, that's Tochukwu Akolisa?
Sorry.
When was the operation?
It was 8. If you check 8 is like, I think 8 is on Sunday. No, they who did that parade on 7th.
Okay.
On 7th.
On 7th.
On 7th.
Okay. Saturday.
Saturday was 8th.
Okay.
When they now went for the operation.
Okay.
We did the parade on a Friday. That was 7th. 7th.
Okay.
Yes, it's 7th that they did that parade.
And the next day,
they took that Ikemefuna, Osai, and Chinedu Okoli, who are the drivers.
Okay.
Of that criminal gang. They are not even the principal suspect. The suspect that actually shot Honorable is still in custody.
Okay.
So these two drivers are the people that to tell you how coordinated their operation is. The person they are going after, once he sees these two persons, he will know that he's safe. So that's why they took 2 of them. So the parade was done on 7th, and on 8th, that was when they went for that Mr. Akolisa in Obosi.
And then Chinedu and Osai was also paraded.
Yes, they were also paraded.
Okay. Now, make it make sense to me and the public, okay? The public saw pictures of criminals on the 7th.
Yes.
Which Tochukwu Akolisa is part of the public. He was free. So there's a possibility that he might have seen that these people are in police custody.
Yes.
And they've been arrested.
Yes.
How do you expect Tochukwu, that must have seen these suspects paraded, to now be relaxed, seeing them coming to actually bring a car?
Okay.
Don't you guys think that Tochukwu would have known that this is a planned walk? I just saw these 2 guys yesterday paraded by the police. What are they doing there? So make it make sense.
Okay. Now,
what was the strategy?
No. Before we paraded those suspects, if you watch the tune of that parade, you see that their faces were not shown. And their names were not mentioned.
Okay.
That is the first strategy.
Okay.
But what prompted that parade is to let Anambra know and Nigerians know that these suspects that are behind the gruesome murder of this honorable member is in our custody. And their faces were not shown, and their names were not mentioned. The only person that his name, or rather, was made public was the one that have no peace for government on his chest. That was the highlight of that.
Is that one still in custody?
He's still in custody.
Okay.
So that was the highlight of that.
Yes.
And because of immediately after that parade, it was after the parade they mentioned to us that this is where they used to keep their vehicle. Who is there they keep their vehicle?
Oh, after the parade.
After the parade.
Okay.
So that's when they mentioned to us further drill, because we are already processing it for them to charge to court so that justice will take its course. That was when they now mentioned to us that, or rather, they realized that they can't go alone in this matter because they all confessed. This one will mention that is this one that shot honorable. This one will say no, that this one is the driver. That you understand? They were just exchanging words among themselves after that parade. So that was when we now discovered that this Mr. Kolisa should be arrested. That was when they mentioned to us. So quickly, immediately, our men now went after this suspect. And Tochku, the Akolisa was not called because the two suspects will have know where the man is staying. Are you getting me? So it was, and we don't know the man in question. So it's two of them that know the man. So when we now got there, they pointed that this is the man. It was as a result of arresting the guy, that's the Akolisa, that the Unprofessional allowed those the two suspects unguarded. Of course, when Akolisa saw that police, because the area is more like where police should not come at that particular time. Immediately when he saw police, he took to his heels because he knew what he did. Police now demobilized him immediately, and they got him on the leg. They brought him in. Instantly, we recovered 2 SUV vehicles, a RAV4 and a Lexus 330, without plate number. Suspectedly that it must be some of their victims. That it's part of their operational vehicle. And when you check the vehicle, you see that the vehicle, the chassis number, they have been defaced. The engine number has also been defaced. So we brought in that vehicle. It was when the operatives that we are now coming back that they discovered that these suspects have left. So they pursued them, and unfortunately, that is what brought us to where we are. So the sentiment on that maybe after the parade, we had the information before we start going for Akolisa is not true. It was when they now realized that that these people are serious with what they are doing, that was when they now started even talking more of some other suspects, that some other of their gang member, which they mentioned that Akolisa in Obosi.
Okay, first of all, the reason for the operation was achieved.
Yes.
That is capturing Tochku Akolisa.
Yes.
He's in custody now.
He's in custody now.
Okay. Because people are asking, so you people allow criminals to drive. Why police are now the conductors? Okay. And then you guys got there because there is a report of that when they got there, that they drove off and then parked and then ran away.
It's true.
It's true?
It's true. See what happened.
Okay.
When the operatives, from what I was briefed, when the operatives was approaching the scene, from what they told me, they allow the Ikemefuna and the Chinedu to be in front of the vehicle. Remember, they are drivers, so they know how to drive.
Yes.
So
one was actually driving.
One was driving.
Okay.
So the two suspects, the operatives were at the back of the car, lying so that the suspect, the alcoholist, will not see that
there are other passengers.
There are other passengers inside the vehicle. So when they now approached, the one sitting by the right now said that, look at Tochukwu. Look at Akolisa. So the one now raised his face and saw him. Opened the door to go after him. Left the other armed guy at the back to be guarding the other
two guys.
Now, when the one inside the vehicle now saw that, as if the Akolisa is overpowering, because of he ran, he took to his heels, was overpowering the other guy the other policeman that went after him. He jumped down from the vehicle and joined in the pursuit and fired. He was the one that even fired the Akolisa.
So it was just two police officers that accompanied those two guys.
The two police officers we are right inside it. There are so many other vehicles. There are so many other officers. They went from what I was told, they went with 3 vehicles. So, but the one that went ahead to intercept, or rather lure that Tochukwu to Akolisa to come out, was the one, the already arrested suspects, Ikemefuna and Chinedu, were in before they ran away with those vehicles. So immediately they saw that Chinedu and Ikemefuna has driven off with that vehicle. The other ones behind started pursuing them. It was on that spot that they abandoned the vehicle at a particular spot and ran inside the bush. So
they were on site?
Yes.
And then they couldn't be shot?
They shot them. If you come to our office, I will show you the vehicle that they intercepted them, that they were running with. So when they now saw that the pressure was much and they can't run anywhere, they abandoned the vehicle and ran into the bush.
SP, there are some inconsistencies in your story. You said earlier now that it was on their way back that they realized that those 2 suspects were not with them.
No, I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Okay.
I didn't mention it.
I heard something like that.
No, I didn't say that on their way back. How can they be on their way back and realize that did they disappear?
Okay.
It was still on that operation.
On that spot.
On that spot. So they were not on their way back when they realized that the 2 suspects were not with them. It's not true. What happened is that still on that operation, they lost those 2 suspects.
SP, so there is no way a whole Nigerian police officer or a whole Nigerian police force can employ other form of technologies to capture Tochukwu, apart from allowing criminals to drive policemen. Because I know there is tracking. There is a way of getting this guy's picture. There is no way. The guy is not a ghost. There is a way of getting the pictures and they identify that this is the person. Is there no way that he could have been tracked? Even if they say, okay, let these 2 guys lead us to this guy. Is there no way that you guys could have sent police officers undercover to hang around there, knowing that, okay, there could be bushes, there could be this very thing could happen? Is there no way that you guys could have checked all those boxes, knowing that this is a very sensitive operation?
That is why I mentioned to you that this is a very great
Operational labs.
labs.
Yes, you said it.
Because if those operatives we are to be very professional, all these options that you are giving
Would have been explored.
is even the least of what we will explore.
Yes.
You understand? We must not tell you all our strategy.
No, you don't have
But
to.
the operational lapse has been committed, and it has happened. So many, you can't be police more than us. Are you getting me? So the options you are giving are the ones members of the public know. The Nigerian police, last 2 years, last 3 years, it's not the Nigerian police now. So the suggestive things you have given to us is the least Nigerian police can even do. So that is where the operational lapse comes in. And we are dealing with it internally. The officers involved in that operation are with us. We are drilling them, and we are making sure that we explore every necessary way to get out informations from them. And soon, we will let not only in the Anambra know what truly happened, but we will also parade the suspects, Ikemefuna and Chinedu, because we are very close in arresting them.
Rearresting.
Yes.
Yeah. So just like I've seen in your video, you're admitting, say, police fuck up.
You see,
That's what it is now.
I told you that we are not collection of angels.
Yes, you said it.
As an institution,
You said it.
we always assess our strategy. But for now, we beg Anambra and Nigerians to trust us again.
Yes.
Police is everywhere. Whether Force Headquarters is looking at it, whether other senior superior officers are looking at, they are all monitoring what we are doing. Force Headquarters is getting brief on what we are doing on daily basis. Till maybe when they deem it fit that maybe the police, the Anambra State Police Command is doing otherwise, which I know that some of our operational assets that we are using to make sure that these criminals on the run are rearrested are being provided by them. If they need it fit, they will send more operatives to us.
Anyway, video game for I saw a video where you were being interviewed. You repeated this you just said now, that that you people agree that there are lapses operationally.
Yes.
And in your video, you said that the junior officers, that was what you said, have been queried.
No, the junior officers
have been detained. And the senior officers have been queried.
Queried, yes.
That was what you said in your video, have been queried. So you admitted that there was
operational
lapses. Then I saw a video of the CP, and the CP was briefing the press. He said that the way he sounded, he implied that was a strategy, that you guys allowed those two guys to actually drive so that you guys can lure the suspect in. So it means that this is something that was employed by the police as a strategy to capture this particular thing, this particular man. That was what the CP was implying, that the police, this was a strategy. So if it was a strategy, why are officers being queried and detained, knowing that this is something that the police is aware and they employ this as a strategy? Why are some people detained and being queried?
Just like what we have, there is legal order.
Okay.
And illegal order. Let's just say it the way it is. What CP, in the person of CP Ikoyi Orutugu, was saying that it was the strategy the police officers employed to arrest Mr. Kolisa. That doesn't make it legal. And that doesn't make it professional.
Okay.
You, without being a policeman, you have given me many options
Yes.
of how to arrest this guy. And I'm telling you that the options you gave me are the least of what we can do. So it is the part of unprofessionalism on the operatives that we are involved in that operation that made those suspects escape. So the context that CP is saying that is a strategy is not a general statement to apply it to police as an institution. He was saying it in the context of the unprofessionalism of those police officers that employ to allow those suspects to drive.
Okay. Since you guys were shooting at them while they were running, is it possible that they ran away injured with a gunshot wound?
We don't know that one yet, but if I can talk on it, I have to see the wound first. But what I was briefed is that when they drove off, there were actually there was an attempt to make sure that they were demobilized before they parked the vehicle and ran away. So I don't have any brief on whether the bullet hit them or not.
You know, SP, sometimes you guys have to actually be in our shoes.
Yes.
Just like sometimes we need to also be in you people's shoes. You know, how is it possible that unarmed two young boys, they are not professional athletes, they are not professional runners, they are not people that have gone to Olympic and came back? How do you want the public to believe and accept that people that are on their foot, you know, outran police officers that are trained though, that should be running better than them? And then, given that they are with guns too, that you can shoot and the person just for up, the person stops running. Then talk more of that, you can even shoot the person and demoralize them. How do you want the public to actually understand that they outran police officers that are with guns that can shoot them down?
Bam. See, if we start applying emotions to this, we will keep on overflogging issues. When something wants to happen, it will happen. My style of policing is preventive policing. Me as a person, my style of policing is preventive policing, except it is destined to happen. But first of all, I must prevent it.
So they are destined to escape. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not. You are. I said, let's not be passionate about this because
we are all angry about this.
Anambra State,
angry about this.
Anambra State Police Command is more pained than what you are feeling now. Remember, the family, the community, the constituency he represents, we also need to explain to them. So why I say that my style of policing is preventive policing, except it's destined to happen, is saying that, in that context, is saying that those policemen shouldn't have gone with those suspects to the scene. There are so many other strategies to arrest that Mr. Akolisa. So it should have been prevented.
If you wan buy land with no umunna wahala or a touch of spiritual problem, I recommend Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited.
So in the issue of preventing it, you understand that destiny can be changed. Do you now understand what I said? So now, in the context of you saying that the policemen they are trained, the suspects are not Olympic,
Athletes.
they are not athletes
Yes.
that should have run. Remember, these are criminals. These are criminals. In as much as we are not making excuses for them running away, but we are also blaming our officers for that unprofessional act. So the context of here, trying to explain more, to give explanation on how it happened and how it not happened, we have done that. But please, trust us again. We are doing everything possible to make sure that these suspects are back.
For how long? Are we working with any time frame? Are you saying give us 7 days? Are you saying give us 2 weeks? Or is it indefinite?
It's not indefinite.
So,
Since that incident happened, the command has been coming up with updates on what we are doing.
this happened on February 8th, right?
Yes,
And today is 28th of February. That is 20 days
20
after.
days, yes.
And people are still saying that we should trust you again. It is
Hold
3
on.
weeks.
Yes. Why I'm saying this is because it happened on 8th. Part of what the command is investigating is also to know why the policemen that are involved in this operation did not let the management team know about this incident for 10 days.
Yes.
So we are still grilling that part to know whether there is conspiracy or not.
Do you think there is?
Investigation will unveil. So there are so many things that we are looking at. That is the part of we calling on members of the public to trust us. Remember, it is still Anambra State Police Command that came out and let the members of the public know that, the suspects that we have in our custody, in the course of going for an operation to arrest another to escape.
After more than a week, you did not come. It took days.
It took
more than
days.
10 days.
In as much as it took days, but we still said it. Then on the part of it took days, the operatives that are involved in that operation are currently in custody. Part of what we are doing is to know why they conceal that information.
SP, how do we know that the officers are in custody? We've had a case of police officers allegedly being declared, and then people will say that there are no more police officers, but they'll be transferred to somewhere else.
It's not true.
I'm asking you,
Okay.
how do we know that these police officers are in custody and they are being drilled and grilled, just like you're saying?
Okay.
Because you people can come out
and say anything.
and say anything.
You see,
How do we know that they are in custody?
you are saying this on the space of distrust.
Yes.
Yes. But I am telling you to trust us again. And for policemen to go on the process of the level of what you are saying now, being declared, made public, is a process. There is an internal disciplinary procedure
Okay.
ongoing
Okay.
concerning the men. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So when we get to that extent, we'll do that process. But for now, almost every day, I just don't want to say all our strategy, but we ask questions. We interview them one after the other to get facts and discrepancies of what they said previously and what they are currently saying now.
Okay.
So these are things that we are doing. And remember, the senior officers among them have been queried. And part of the query is to respond. Then on our own, we have taken their statements because we are treating them as suspects now.
Okay. If you say so, because trust is
A double-edged sword.
yes, and is a process.
Yes.
Is a process.
It's end.
Yes, it's end.
It's end.
It's not
For us to get to this stage, part of what you have to know, and our followers to know this, is that we have nothing to hide. It's still us that came out and let the members of the public know. It is still us that is still giving members of the public and our followers to know that we are pained in this process. And part of what we are doing, and we know that it will also give us edge to make people to trust us again, just as we have been preaching, is to rearrest this suspect. And I'm telling you that we are doing everything possible, legally possible, to make sure that these suspects are in custody.
Thank you. Would you agree with me that because I'm asking the question because everybody is hot, everybody is feeling the heat, including the government, Anambra State government. Do you agree that the police is somehow watering down the effort of Anambra State government? Do you agree that the police is actually exposing the Anambra State government to critics and then all manner of mockery because of this singular act of unprofessionalism? Do you agree with me on that?
This thing doesn't have to do anything with Anambra State government. For me,
it has everything to do, because during his burial, there are so many things that Soludo said to us, and we listened to him. He said there will be justice. He said that everything is under control. And then, just like you said, he's the chief security officer.
Yes.
So Soludo cannot be saying something else, and the police is doing something else. So there is everything to do with Anambra State government.
Okay.
So somehow the state government is doing something and the police is doing something else, and then it has an effect on what the government is promising us.
Okay, I don't speak for Soludo.
Okay.
I speak for the Nigerian police.
Okay.
For the government, through Soludo, to make the comment that you said is because of the process of justice system he believes in the Nigerian police. Because of the belief he has in the Nigerian police. The state government is a different institution. Anambra State Police Command is a different institution. Are you getting me? So I in as much as I don't speak for the government, anybody can say anything. There is freedom of speech. But on our own part, it is an operational lapse on our men. And we are dealing with it. These people did not escape from government house. They escaped while on operation with police officers. And we are taking the responsibility, letting Indian Anambra know that, yes, we have initially said we arrested these people and something happened, they escaped. Just trust us and give us some time. We will arrest these people, rearrest them. So anybody that is saying anything in order to incite another institution against institution, the person should remember that there are cyber laws that guards everybody's statement. But for Anambra State Police Command, we are so pained with this development and we are going after these suspects. We are on it. So let's not use this issue to incite maybe some persons against another person. If anybody have any issue with anybody, they should go and sort it out. but not with what the unprofessional act of our men, which Anambra State Police Command has accepted, and we are doing everything possible to make sure that these suspects are in custody.
Okay. Mentioning cyber laws, it look like a subtle threat for people that want to express themselves on the internet space.
I'm not saying it in the context of threat,
Okay.
but I'm just saying it so that people will be guided. If you are making any statement, you should make it from an informed position. And you should
Say something you can defend.
say something that you can defend, just like you said. So you will be guarded, not something that you will say and you are inciting somebody against somebody. This issue, the command is pained, I must tell you. The Commissioner of Police, as the new Commissioner of Police in the person of CP Ikoyi Orutugu, if you watch even his CV, you understand that he's someone that is capable. Before his posting here, he's the Commissioner of Police in charge of counter-terrorism. And that is what Anambra needs for now, to stabilize the security that we're already enjoying now. And with the ideology of the state government only taking up the arm, you will see taking up the security issue to be a top priority now by the launch of Agone Chamber. You see that there is relatively peace now. And that is what the Anambra State Police Command is trying to sustain, in as much as we have this glitch that we are trying to solve.
Which of the outfits actually arrested the kidnappers or the suspects of people that are involved with the kidnapping and murdering of Honorable Justice? Was it Udogachi? Was it police? Was it which of the security outfits actually did the arrest?
Nobody can take the glory alone.
It was a team
effort. Udogachi operatives were there. Anambra State Vigilantes were there. Anambra State Police were there. Even Delta State Police Command also assisted us. But I must not say everything. But I know that it is not a single effort of anybody. Nobody can claim that he is the person in charge or take the glory alone. No. Everybody was involved. Even the family of late Honorable Azuka. And Azuka himself, of blessed memory, is also involved. He's also involved because the push, the passion, the fire that was going on to make sure that these people that did this are arrested was coming from all angles. Even from his constituency and the respectable people of Onitsha, the stakeholders of Onitsha, all of them were involved. Passionately involved. And even as of yesterday, they also granted press conference calling for the review of what is going on. Nobody is happy.
We will still get there. So, which of the security outfits accompanied the suspect that showed the decomposing body of Honorable Azuka? Is it both Udogachi and police?
That's what I'm saying now. It was a joint effort.
Okay.
If you watch the clip that was trending,
yes,
you will see police officers there. You will see operatives of Anambra State Vigilante. You will see operatives of Udogachi. But in other contests, in any contest you mention them, they are still all security operatives.
Yes. Was the social media display of the decomposing body of Honorable Justice Azuka, which featured the suspected killer and one of the suspected killers, was the social media display of that disturbing video, was it actually necessary and professional, given the sensitivity of the matter and knowing that the family could be watching? Do you think it was necessary and professional?
Just like I told you, it was a joint operation. And people are very passionate about getting justice. What they did was very unprofessional. Very, very unprofessional. Because giving the peace to even Honorable Azuka in that regard was not noted. But notwithstanding, because of how people are very passionate about knowing what happened to this young man. He has not done anything to anybody. He's a Nigerian. He's onye Onitsha. Nwaafọ Igbo. So they were passionate about what happened. I believe it's in that regard a happy trigger person that joined them in that operation opened his phone and videoed and pushed it out. Because ever since the kidnap and the adoption of Azuka, Onitsha residents have been very, very supportive in this our investigation. Remember, they are the people that also alerted us that, see the vehicle. So, let's not take blame or let's not apportion blame on anybody now, in as much as the police operatives that are involved in that operation for the arrest of that Akolisa acted unprofessionally. But we will get there. First is to arrest these suspects that are on the run. Remember, they are still on the run. So they are still danger to the society.
With the information you have, was a ransom paid for him, Honorable Justice Azuka? Was there any ransom paid?
From what I was briefed, there was no ransom paid. There was no money collected from his account.
Okay, because there was a trending controversy of 100 million naira being actually withdrawn and transferred from his account, which involved a nurse, which involved so many things. It was pushed out and it trended. And then Imobi Traditional Council of Onitsha, a body, actually was asking the question, couldn't this be traced, knowing that there was an electronic transfer? And what about the mentioning of the nurse that helped them withdraw it? And then looking at the suspects too, they don't look like people that could handle such transaction. They don't even look like people that have seen such money. That there could be other people that are actually involved. What about them? Okay. Then, on the very day of the burial, our governor said something about no money was actually removed from his account, that the government froze the account immediately they were aware of his kidnap. So there are so many contradictory stories, and then Onitsha people wants to know which one are they following, which one is happening, which one is true, and which one is not true. Please address it.
Okay, thank you. You see, when a case of interest happens, some happy trigger persons will want to generate what I describe as content to get a lead discussion.
Gather traffic.
Yes. I don't know where they got that information on the 100 million naira being withdrawn from his account. I don't think it's even possible. From the little I know about financial crime and financial transaction to withdraw 100 million at once. I don't think it is even possible. So, in the context of trying to answer this, you understand that all these things are fallacy.
Oh, so there was no 100 million naira that was withdrawn from his account?
You can't withdraw 100 million at once. How can you do that?
Was
So
there any nurse that was involved in any of these things?
I don't have that. Nobody.
We had a nurse that helps them.
If there was, the first briefing of the Commissioner of Police, Anambra State, on 7th of February, a woman, from what I saw in that press briefing, a woman was not there.
Was not mentioned.
Was not mentioned. And the even if the nurse is a man, all the suspects we have, none of some of the occupation they claimed they are doing, or what they are doing for living, is none is a nurse. So I don't have that information of 100 million naira being withdrawn. I don't have that information of a nurse being arrested. What I know is that some of the suspects have been in custody, and they are all men within the age bracket of 20 to 28. All of them are all artisans. None of them have a professional certificate to be a nurse, or either a medical doctor, or as the case may be.
Just like I asked you, but you did not answer the question, since you already have them in custody. According to them, was it a case of a random kidnap or a target?
From what we gathered, it is a case of, I can say that it's a case of random kidnap, because they don't know that he's an honorable member.
Because they wouldn't want to get into such such trouble and such manhunting.
They don't know he's an honorable member.
Oh.
So from what the interaction I have with, me personally have with two of the suspects, they say they don't know that he's an honorable member.
Before we talk about the press release from Imo Arbitration Council of Onitsha, which His Excellency Abogidi was also in the meeting, because I'm also his constituent. I still have my family in Onitsha. I still have relatives in Onitsha. I grew up in Ilan town, so I am from Onitsha North 1. So me myself, I'm also very interested in this matter and how it unveils. So before we talk about their press release on the 27th of February, let's talk about the one that they actually released on February 10, the first address from them. They are of the opinion that illustrious sons of Onitsha and their daughters are actually, they use the word endangered species. I think I saw something like that, meaning that there could be a target on Onitsha people, because they mentioned the death of one of their sons, Baji NS Abubakar, Esquire. They mentioned the attack on Commissioner for Youth Development, Honorable Patrick Ayamba, and also recently there was also an attack on the mayor of Onitsha North, which is Nwora, where's Tony, Honorable. Do you think there is actually something going on in Onitsha? Because it looked like there is a form of escalating insecurity in Onitsha metropolis. Do you think that there is something going on in Onitsha, that the police is not arresting the situation and the police are not actually in control of whatever is going on in Onitsha? Do you think there's something peculiar that's happening? Do you think that Onitsha people and their sons are actually being targeted by insecurity? Go ahead, please.
Let's not personalize security situation or security concern.
Okay.
Why I'm saying this is because we are all in this together. There is no policeman in Anambra that is not passionate about making sure that security is stable.
Okay.
Unlike the things you mentioned,
yes,
on the security concerns and incidents that happen within Onitsha and some other stakeholders in Onitsha, it can happen to anybody. It was in this command that a commissioner of police was attacked by these hoodlums. I don't know whether you remember that particular incident at Nnobi.
Is it Itam?
No, Echeng.
Oh,
He personally came down and engaged these hoodlums with his rifle.
wow.
It was in this state that policemen were going for an operation and they were ambushed in Nnewi in Uruagu, where they arrested a suspect and the suspect escaped. So let's not maybe personalize it as a direct attack on anybody. These are criminals, and some of them are opportunity situation that when you say that if we have to count like that, we will say that Anambra State Police Command should go, all of us should go back to Abuja, because Anambra Police Command has been the first victim of this situation. If you check the records of persons that have the first responder to this issue are the security personnel, not only Anambra State Police Command even. The other time, some operatives of DSS were attacking Achala. I hope you heard it. Even civil defense, sometime in Okija. So in as much as we are so pained about this particular incident, because what is generating this concern is about the unprofessional conduct of our men in allowing these two suspects to escape. So that is what is generating all these concern. We are aware, but let's not personalize it on direct attack on anybody or in any community. Anambra State Police Command, if I rule out some of our personnel that have paid the supreme price to make sure that the state is stabilized, you will be shocked. And the heartbreaking thing is that some of these persons that have paid the supreme price are all from Southeast. Some, if they are 500, if they are 1,000, if they are as many as you can count, I will say that 49 or 90% of them are from Southeast. So why are we killing our own brothers? So let's not judge it in the context of there is a direct attack on any community or on any person. We are all in this together.
Just recently, there was more like a vote of no confidence from Imo Obi Traditional Council, 27th of February. They released a press briefing. I saw a document, and it was more like a vote of no confidence, that we're not satisfied with what Anambra State Command is doing. And they are calling on the IG of police to take over. Okay, would you say that the situation has overwhelmed Anambra State Command? And what do you think of this vote of no confidence from Imobi Traditional Council of Onitsha, presided by His Royal Highness Igwe Alfred Achebe? What do you have to say about the situation?
I feel that if we are not briefing the members of the public to know what we are doing, that is what also informed their press briefing, because they have been briefed and we have been giving series of information out there on what we are doing. The ones we talk to the press, the ones we go to individuals to tell them what we are doing. So if they have expressed concern about it, it's genuine. Because just like I told you, so many stakeholders are involved in this, and everybody is talking from the part he or she feels that he can talk from. Some persons are talking passionately. Some persons are talking politically. Some persons are using it to generate content. Some also persons are using it to attract attention towards themselves. But the truth is that Anambra State Police Command is pained with this situation, and it is subject to review all the processes that we are doing, which some of them we can't dish it out to members of the public. So anybody can take over the case. Police is police everywhere, be it force headquarters, be it Anambra State Police Command. But have it in mind that where this scene, the crime scene, is still Anambra State Police Command, by extension, Onitsha, and by locality, Onitsha 1 constituency. So, while we are pleading with members of the public to be patient with us, we also want to use this opportunity to also let them know that we are doing everything possible to make sure that we arrest the fleeing suspects, and we also want, by this, we also want the soul of Azuka, of blessed memory, to rest in peace.
You know, when you talk about people that are actually using it for content or using it to just for their personal gain or maybe traffic or clout, I want to ask you, I don't know whether you've seen a trending video from a notable Catholic priest in Anambra State, Father Ibemonso, where he's asking Onitsha people. He said, Ndi Onitsha, jee juano Anambra State government, everyone no. Jee juano ndi police. You know, such situation, what does the police have to say about it? Do Ndi Onitsha have to come to ask the police? Kebe one them no. And people are now running with the idea of maybe there is a political undertone. There are people that are also saying that Ibemonso implied, though he did not say that, but they say he implied that it's because this person is not a member of a political party. That is why this happened to him. Now, people are now saying that, okay, it's like the police was used to achieve this. Address what Father Ibemonso said, and then what is the position of the police with all these ideologies concerning this very escape?
Let me start by saying that everybody is talking from the aspect of where he or she knows.
Okay.
And why I don't want to blame anybody that is saying anything is because people are pained with this situation. And that is why we are pleading with them to be patient with us. The police have taken responsibility. Remember, in my statement, I pleaded with relevant stakeholders to be careful with their comments.
Cautious.
So that they will not incite a particular group against a particular group. They will not use this situation to blame or to wipe up sentiment that will make a particular group to see the other particular group as not being treated fairly. Our men that did this are seriously facing it. And Nigerian police cannot be used. Anambra State Police cannot be used. We are still part of the process to ensure justice. If you follow the process of a criminal justice system, you see that police and judiciary and the correctional services are the fundamental people there. So, and if you look at symbol of justice, you see that in some context, is a pregnant woman. In some other context, it's not a pregnant woman. But the consistency that is there in that symbol of justice is that she is blindfolded, she's carrying scale, and she has a knife. So, in that context, anybody that is speaking for justice, put what you are saying in a scale and apply the knife.
Okay. Was there even a case of a native doctor? Because a nurse was mentioned and a native doctor was there a native doctor that prepared or maybe normally prepares charm for this guy?
If there is, that first press briefing we had on 7th of February,
You would have
seen them.
I want you to address these questions because there are the questions on the document that was released by Imo Obi Traditional Council of Onitsha. I know that you've actually addressed them one way or the other here, but let me ask it as a question. So now I'm more like speaking on their behalf because they are not here, okay? So they asked this question. They said, if Honorable Azuka was murdered on 26 December 2024, that's what the public know, his remains would have been far more decomposed than it was when it was found on the 6th of February 2024. React to this.
Okay. Part of me reaching out to members of the public is not to exchange banter with anybody or be like respond in as much as I want to respond to so many questions. But there are some questions that have explained itself. Before Honorable Azuka was buried, autopsy was conducted. So, after this program, I will like to also visit this Honorable Palace to show them some documents that has to do with his autopsy. Because the autopsy will reveal when he died, how he died, and what happened. So, but some of the things we judge with our eye are not the way it's supposed to be. So, autopsy cannot lie. So, most of these, the question you asked, even if I say anything now, it will just be like my word against their word, which the Anambra State Police Command is not ready to exchange word with anybody that has to but also to explain to us what we know. So the question you ask now, except I have the document that shows the autopsy, that is when I can talk authoritatively on this. I can react to this. But for now, I will get the autopsy and show to the members of the public. So you will understand when he was killed and where he was not killed. The fact remains that Honorable Azuka is gruesomely murdered, and the two of the suspects are currently at large, and the police is on the trail to arrest them.
Okay, do you have any information of the freezing of the account? Can you confirm that the account was frozen? And then, is it routine for the state government to freeze the bank account of a kidnapped victim? Or was it just because of this person is an honorable member?
I don't have any information concerning whether his account was frozen or not. But I know that no money was withdrawn from his account. If state government, I don't speak for the state government, but if they deem it fit to freeze his account when the particular incident happened, I don't have that information. But remember that this adoption incident, it was more like a fight against the Anambra and these criminals. So all hands we are on deck Both the state government, both the Nigerian police, both the constituency one of Onitsha North, both Ndi Onitsha as a stakeholder, all of them were involved in this, in making sure that Azuka was released before the unfortunate discovery of his decomposing body.
Okay, answer this categorically. You've mentioned something like that, but this is a question now. Why did it take the police command? Why did the police command withhold the information about the escape of these suspected kidnappers for 11 days before actually disclosing it on 19th February? Why did you guys withhold it for 11 good days?
You know, I've been hammering here the unprofessionalism of our men.
Okay.
And when we got that information on the 18th of February, the Commissioner of Police in the person of CP Koyi Orutugu directed I should issue a statement and let the Anambra know. The why is still what we are drilling the men about, to find out details on why they concealed that information to the command. So, till we exhaust every option of that, I don't know the reason. But when we find out, the Commissioner of Police directed immediately that I should let the Anambra know that this is the situation. It was the same police that came out to say, this is what is happening. And in as much as it happened, we are still not overwhelmed by what is happening. But the men behind it, all of them have been arrested, and another team have been activated to make sure that the suspects are in custody.
If you wan buy land with no umunna wahala or a touch of spiritual problem, I recommend Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited.
So the why is still a subject of investigation. The operatives involved in it are being drilled by our operatives to make sure that we find out the reason. And I believe subsequently, we will issue out a statement that will answer and also let the Anambra know and Nigerians, particularly on those suspects, who parade them for the Anambra to see, and will also let them know, just like what you asked, why. It could be their own personal reason, but all of them are in custody.
Is the answer to this next question to operational lapses or maybe optionalism? Because maybe that is what the answer will be. Ndị Onitsha na-ajụ, say the murder suspects normally would have been in handcuff because they would have been in handcuff during an outside operation. At least handcuff, it will be impossible for them to actually elude their police guards on handcuff. So Hannah Jukedi got wrong. What went wrong?
Okay, just like you said, will it be an operational lapses on our men? You see, some of these questions are what will clear the members of the public soon.
Yes.
But what is generating all these things? We need to arrest those suspects on the run. And the people that committed this, that made these people to escape, are being drilled currently. And the information I know, or what I have gathered, is that they were not handcuffed, because nobody can be handcuffed and be driving now. So it's not possible. So, but it's still part of unprofessionalism. So that is why these two, the whole thing that is even involved in that operation, are currently undergoing process of disciplinary action.
SP, some of us drive as well. when it comes to handcuffing, na enwe udi chain a na-atụ ndị ara. There's this type of chain that if they chain you, you can actually move your hand.
Yes.
And like this and everything. There are the ones that your legs can still expand.
Yes.
You can match throttle. You can still match throttle and match brake and everything. Knowing that these people are murder suspects, don't you think that those chains could have also come handy? All those long chains. Don't you think that it could have actually used to actually checkmate them?
Checkmate them how?
Like, so that because if they had those long chains that I'm talking about, they could still drive, but they cannot run.
That is what I'm telling you about the operational lapse. Yes, that is what I'm telling you.
No, it's because you said that they cannot drive while handcuffed. That I'm saying they could have still
they can't run.
They could have still driven with those long chains, both on the leg and the leg. But they couldn't run with it.
Yes, so that is what I'm telling you, that it is still part of that operational lapse that we have.
Okay. Ndị Onitsha unu anụgo ifakwu na enkwebe bụ nje claim na abụ onye Onitsha na abụ onye Ogboza. Ịghọtago? Ndị Onitsha na-ayọ because they are saying that Honorable Justice Azuka don't have to die for police to actually do what they're supposed to do. And there is a lot of confidence growing back among Anambrians until this happened. You should know that.
Yes.
There is a lot of relief.
Yes.
Oh, finally. Oh, thank God. Until the sekwa na mmadụ
may escape.
But also, so it's like you people are trying to win our trust back. So Amamangas not village people. Police equating village people now. Police equating there was spiritual problem because this is more like a near success something. Oh, yes. Let's round up. What I go? So anyway, obuno mmadụ nsi onye ajebe no ebeleka amalo mo village people we so the person. So I pray that the police can still actually, just like they say, win our trust back.
Yes.
Mana ọ ga-adịkwa mma mụ nye anyị time frame. Say anyị na by now till this could happen. And then people that ran away did not run into heaven. They ran into a bush or ran into an area.
Yes.
With leg. Couldn't have police camped in that area for days until these people these are just boys, human beings. They did not run into an underground. They did not run into a sea. They say Nandia Mabunime Niger. Couldn't have police camped into this. They were on land. They did not disappear. Anambra, there are so many things to this. Couldn't have police camped there till they were, because it was an area. They did not fly away. They did not grow wings and then fly away. Are you saying that police have exhausted all their options to get them where they ran into? And they saw them running into that place. And I know that if police were there for 3 days, they will be hungry. They will be... And then police will also outnumber them. What do you have to say about this? This particular thing I raised now. Police camping there because they are on land. They did not fly away. People are confused that there are so many loopholes. Don't you think?
Bam. You see, you can't be police more than us.
I cannot. I can only ask questions.
And the questions you are asking are very, very genuine. And very, very like what is happening. Anambra State Police Command is pained with this development. And we are not hiding anything. What I have explained to you is what I know. And the information I was briefed is that after exhausting all the strategies to make these guys, to rearrest them in that particular scene, when they discovered that actually these guys must have left the scene before they left. So, let's channel our energy on how to pick these guys. And I know that is a top priority for the command for now, to make sure that these guys are with us.
Okay, ịmara ndị Igbo so na onye na-amụrụ ebe mmiri bido wee mabịa ama ebe ọ kwụsị, because sometimes it's the history that will tell the future.
Yes.
Sometimes we learn from the past. That
Yes.
is why we are asking these questions. Let's be sure that the police are abreast with all these questions.
Yes.
And how to fix it in future.
Yes.
That's why we, the media houses, will ask these very questions. Okay, and I'm happy that you yourself, you came about to actually address it.
Yes.
And hopefully some of these things you say will actually ignite some hope.
Yes.
In the Anambra, because our job here is to ask it bam.
Bam.
I don't even mind what the one I will ask finish. They would invite me and say, who sent you to ask this question? I don't mind that. So generally, apart from the Honorable Azuka, because what we're looking for is results. If we keep asking these questions from now till tomorrow, what we want is the rearrest
Yes.
of these people. So let's leave that for the police. I know that there are some things you will not tell me, because if you Odogu kucha if ojibolo Odogu, Yamana obrozu no Odogu. So the police, there are things that we know that you will not let the public know, because once you let the public know, it will water down the whole effort. So I agree with that. Inwere akọpụlụ iche ịchọ ọkụ ụwa nọ. Inwe ife dị n'obi ịchọ ikwu gbam. Inwere ife dị omimi ịchọ ọkụ onye ọbụla malụ. Onwere akala aka izole ezo ịchọ ọkụ ụwa fo na inwe passion for. Bịa na gbam ka ụwa n'onu yi. Inwere business ịchọ ikwunye n'ọkụ. Onwe product ịchọ osoro na gbam. Ịchọ ka ife ị na-ele, ife ị na-eme na-aga as viral as gbam. We are here for you. Contact the number on your screen. Ka ikwunye n'ọkụ ka ifu na ọ na-eme. Adamuaka. Gbam is the biggest Igbo interview in the world. Come and find out for yourself. Thank you.